Hey, welcome back. I am trying to add a shack to my Countryside 3D game. So the process I'm using is I want to save Claude code and the usage that I get out of it for the actual game. But Google Gemini is pretty good at starting things off, so that's what I'm doing. So I said, draw me an image, realistic, and again, I'm showing you that I don't have magic words. I'm just English. Realistically, 3D appearance, it will be at eye level. Imagine dirt surface. On it, I see an old looking shack, wooden slats, but it's not just a shack. It has a lower overhanging roof on the front that extends a bit. At the roof corners, it's held up by a post each corner. So the overhang area is actually useful. It's not just a porch. There's maybe a barrel at each post. There's also a small table there. In the main part of the shack, there's a door, so someone would have to walk onto or into the overhang area to get to the front door. But it's just an opening, no actual door, just a frame. Inside, it's not really clear, kind of dark. Outside, the day is sunny. Where the overhang meets the main front of the shack, there's a sign. The sign is long way, so across, also wood and crude letters, big. Just give it the name of the owner. This is a tiny business. It's a blacksmith, but also sells beans, whatever. So the owner's last name is Berkey's, Berkey. So I guess the sign would say Berkey's. And I wanted an image, and I got an image, and there it is. So let me show you Berkey's, right? Not bad. It's about exactly what I asked for. Okay. It came up with the whole Wild West thing. I didn't say that, but whatever. All right. So then I said, give me four angles of it. There they are. So here's my process. I took the original image and actually, no, I didn't take the original image. I took the one that had the four angles and I gave it back to Gemini. And I said, okay, now that you have this image using 3.js, I want you to give me that rendered, like a program, an HTML page. I want to be able to swing it around in all views, and I wanted it eye level. So this is what I got as a first try. If I could bring it over here. Yes. Can we see it? Yes. So there you go. There's our first try. Lots of problems. So notice the little table is like a half table and it's attached to whatever these things are. I guess those are barrels. Um, but here's the worst part. The roof, look at it. It's skewed, which is why it eats into the sign. So I explained the whole situation. Let's try for number two. There's number two. What did I? Oh, I didn't attack the roof issue. For number two, I just said move the barrels out from behind the little table, bring them out next to the post, and make sure the little table has four legs. That's all I did, just a little bit at a time. So then I think I attacked the roof next. Let's see, is that true? Yes. However, these things are dumb. They're smart, but they're dumb. So in my initial description, I said, if you look at it from the top, you'll notice blah, 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 right? Well, it took if you look at it from the top, and this is what I got right here. And all I could do was this. That's all I could do. And I said, no, no, no. Anyway, so then it understood. So then we moved on to number four. And oh yes, I said that the sides, the walls were way too smooth. I said this is really old. It's in the 1500s, or whatever. They don't all have to be the same width, the same height, the same color. So not bad, right? No, look at that. Look at that. Uh-oh, he made a little. We got some daylight there. Okay, so that was that, and then I think I said, okay, now let's do the roof like that. So what do we got here? Yes, we did the roof like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to be there when it rained, but hey, not bad. Now look, look at the opening though. It got worse. So that's okay. I don't care. That's fine. So then I think I said, let's work on the sign. Let's do the sign. So the next thing I think is the sign. And what did he? Okay, so there you go. Um, oh, we can. I didn't know we could get closer. I didn't know we could zoom in. I guess we can zoom in. So that's supposed to be the sign. Not bad. Oh, look, there's the reverse. So I anyway, that's the sign. So then I said, let's finish off. Let's give this thing a platform, A, and let's make the barrels look like barrels. And I described the barrels. I said barrels are typically have a certain diameter at the top and bottom, and they tend to bulge in the center, and they tend to be like little vertical slats, thinner than these, and they're all held together by bands of metal near the top and the bottom. And I said, and they aren't so dark. I said all that, and I even tried to get it to improve the lettering. I said the lettering. All I said was the lettering is too perfect, and then I mentioned the platform, and I wanted the platform to be similar to what we have here. So this is the last one. And let's see how it did here. So, okay, now it really lightened those barrels. I just said they were a little too dark, but that's fixable. But look, the slats of the platform were not even. He put the worst ones where the doorway is, and the rest of them are smoother. But not bad, not bad. Did he do anything with the lettering? I don't think. Is that any better? I mean, yeah, yes. I mean, they still look stenciled, but anyway. So this is what I'm going to go with, right? So now that I have this, which is actual code, I can turn around and hand it to Claude Code when I'm going to add it to the countryside project, and it's simple after that. I mean, the code's already there.